Well, a year ago tonight, Lieutenant Governor Andre Bauer's plane crashed in Cherokee County. After attending a funeral, Bauer and his friend John Lenhart were headed back to Columbia. But just seconds after taking off, something went terribly wrong, changing their lives forever.
I didn't think we'd survive the impact. We knew we had to get out of that plane. We knew that it was, with that fire and with all that fuel in both those tanks, it was not a good scenario.
Call it a miracle, or call it lucky. Lieutenant Governor Andre Bauer's brush with death has him looking at life a little bit different these days.
Before the accident, I was flying almost every day at every event. You know, people were asking me to go to. Now I don't go to nearly as many events. And my life was probably a little less hectic. But you know, I'm trying to be too many places at one time, and I've reassessed what's really important. And I pick and choose what I go to now.
So what happened that day? Why did Bauer's plane end up in a ball of flames?
I'm a commercial pilot, and I've got close to 10,000 hours, and it's a second nature to me. I love it.
John Lenhart was in the passenger seat when the plane went down.
The engine had just been rebuilt. It had something like 15 to 18 hours on it, and when they had put two shorter boats and some of them two long boats, and the manifold.
The end result? A lack of speed on takeoff. See the irony in that.
Oh yeah, I do.
Just weeks before the plane crash, and right in the middle of a re-election campaign, Bauer was stopped by a state trooper.
And who are you, sir?
He was driving over 100 miles per hour. That incident, followed by the plane crash, led many to believe that Bauer's political career was at the end of the road. At any time, did you think about dropping out of the Republican primary?
Sure did. A lot of people would put pressure on me, said just get out of the race. And of course, I was catching it. There were a lot of powerful people on the other side, pushing me.
But Bauer didn't back down. Instead, he did the opposite. Unable to stand without the aid of crutches, the lieutenant governor defied the odds, crisscrossing the state to save his job.
You saw me right after the accident, Jerry. I never thought I'd get back to where I am now. I mean, it's unbelievable what modern medicine and prayers can do.
Bauer recently had surgery to remove a metal plate and screws in his heel. A full recovery is expected. But for John, the news isn't so good. A year later, his busted ankle is still infected, held together by a rod and pins. And if things don't change soon, he could lose his foot. Despite that, he still has a sense of humor. Are you still in pain from it?
Not really a lot of pain. Of course, you get pain from it, but the biggest thing is that you can't bend your foot when you're walking. It gives you you got to skip along. My nickname now is Skippy.
Bauer knows that he and John are lucky to be alive. The crash, he says, changed him forever. But now, a year later, he feels blessed to be back in the air.
We're just real fortunate we got out. God had a plan for John and I. He was very fortunate with us, and he wanted us to live another day, and here we are.
Well, the lieutenant governor told me that he intends to keep flying. However, high gas prices and, the lack of a plane right now has him grounded, at least for now.